It's good to see we have great news. Someone has finally been held accountable for the botched Obamacare rollout. It's an official called Rebecca Pierce from the state of Maryland. She was in charge of the state-run Obamacare site there, and she has resigned. The Washington Post is reporting she was forced out, though it is notable that the state, when she left, issued a statement thanking her for her tireless work on behalf of the people of Maryland. So it's not like she was held to account in any sort of public way, but apparently she was forced to resign over it.
And why? Because the website has been terrible. The rollout there has been terrible. MarylandHealthConnection.gov crashed right after it launched, just like the federal website did. Maryland, of course, one of the first states to jump right on the Obamacare bandwagon. The rollout sputtered along over the past 9 weeks. They've only enrolled about 3,000 residents in the whole state of Maryland, a very, very blue state, by the way.
Roughly 700 people have been able to enroll over the last week or so, though. So they are saying that there is
maybe she'll get a job
sort
back.
of improvement, right? So maybe it'll be one of those paid vacation kind of things. It doesn't sound like it, though. It sounds like she's out of a job, the first one. But you know, there have been calls for people like Kathleen Sebelius to lose her job, and the president has yet to hold anybody accountable at the federal level. We spoke with Governor Mike Huckabee, and he says that the president's really out of the loop, and he needs to learn how to manage.
I think people need to realize, as bad as the website is, and it's clearly been a train wreck, it's nothing compared to what happens when people finally get into Obamacare. And now we're learning that, for example, in states like Washington State, 9 times more people signed up for Medicaid than to pay for insurance. Good managers understand you see the whole field of play. You take the problem. You take a big problem, break it down into little problems, you assign people and task them with the responsibility of fixing it, and you hold them accountable. You check on them constantly. He doesn't check up on things. He doesn't know what's happening, because every time he's asked a question, his answer, and everyone in the administration, I don't know. I don't know. Well, he found about that when he read it in the papers. He saw that on TV. This is the most amazing president who is unaware of what he's managing.
And meanwhile, the state of California, no one's been fired there, although perhaps they should this morning, after a new report in the Los Angeles Times has highlighted the fact that many thousands of Californians are waking up this morning finding out that even if they went to the Obama Exchange website, the Obamacare website in California, which is called Covered California, and they just simply were looking through the application, they didn't even complete the application, and they decided they're going to check back later. They're getting phone calls from insurance companies based on the fact that they just visited this website without giving their consent to be called. In fact, they've said we don't want to be called, and they're getting a phone call from insurance companies. We understand you're looking for some insurance. How can we help?
So the government is doing what sleazy marketers everywhere do, which is sharing your information without your permission. But instead of giving that information to the folks who make the Civil War chess set or steak knives or the scooter store, they're giving it instead to insurance companies so they can round up more paying customers. But it's exactly the same principle, and in every case, it's sleazy.
And I would actually not mind getting a call about the Civil War chess set. That's a chess set.
I wouldn't mind a scooter.
In the private sector, mom and pop stores, businesses, telemarketers, they have to adhere to these terms of service agreements, and they have to also adhere to the do not call list, do not email list. But apparently it's okay for the government to do so. Now, folks in California, they're from Covered California, they're saying that they're only giving out the email addresses, the home addresses, and phone numbers. They're not giving out income. They're not giving out Social Security numbers. But some people there in California aren't buying it, and they're saying, how do we know that?
So their defense is it could be so much worse, because we're the government. We have a record of every Google search you do. We know all your email.
It's so much fun to just give out your phone number to anyone. I'm just going to give my phone number out. Let's put it right up on the screen right now. Anyone can call, because everyone wants their personal information out there like that. Let us know what you think about that. In fact, if you live in California and have you been called by one of these insurance agents, we'd love to hear from you this morning. Email us, friends@foxnews.com. And you can go to our Facebook page as well, FF Weekend on Facebook.
And on